All right. So for our lesson today, we're going to be learning the selection of Hotline Bling. But before we do that, we're going to learn how to put our instruments together, how to hold them, and our posture and everything that we're. So let's go ahead and start with the bell of the instrument, which is right there with all the tuning slides and so all the sound is going to come out of that part of the horn, and then the very simple assembly. It's only two parts, so we're going to get our slide, or technically three parts. We're going to get our slide right there, and we're going to put the longer end inside of the bell where that screw is. Yeah, perfect. And now you can go ahead and you can put it upright with the tuning slides facing the roof and other way. Perfect. All right, and so it's all screwed in, and then we're gonna take our mouthpiece, which is there you go, and then you just put it in and just give it one little quarter turn to the right, and it should be good to go. Yeah, we don't want to push it in too hard because they can actually get stuck, and then you have to have a special tool to get it out. But okay, so now that we have our instruments together, we're going to learn how to hold the instruments. So take your left hand, and you're gonna start with having these three fingers right here in between the slide, in between this space and the slide right there. Yeah, perfect. And you can wrap it around, grip it like that. Yeah, and then your pointer finger around the top of the mouthpiece, and like the front of the mouthpiece. Oh, okay. My bad. And then your thumb on the trigger. And go ahead and push that down, see how that action feels like. Yeah, perfect. Now with our slide hand, we're gonna do this little number here, separate the two halves of our fingers like that, and then we're just gonna put that in between the slide hold, like so. Yeah, like so. And then we're gonna have, you're good. And then you're gonna have your thumb on this part of the slide right there to move it, and and you can give yourself a little room so your wrist and whatnot can pivot around like that. Yeah, perfect. So now unlock the slide and just twist it up and down to see what that feels like. Yeah, perfect. Nice and relaxed. Yeah, there we go. Now you can go ahead and lock the slide again, and we're going to make our first notes on the instrument. Before we can do that, we have to start with a mouthpiece buzz. So everything that we do on a brass instrument starts with what we're doing in this mouthpiece. So it's an integral part of practicing to be able to make a sound on the mouthpiece. So we're going to start with just a middle F, and let's go get that pitch in our ears. So I'm going to sing that for you, and then you just start joining in with me. Ba. Yeah, perfect. So now have that in your ear, and listen to me buzz that note, and then you're going to repeat after me. And it's actually going to be an octave down from what it sounds like on this mouthpiece since I'm playing the trumpet.
Right, octave.
An octave down, yeah. So it won't be. It'll be ba, the middle F. So hear that? Let's buzz it. Yeah, so an octave lower than that. Right. Yeah, same note. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, perfect. Now let's take a deep breath and buzz that note together. 1, 2, ready. Yeah, perfect. So now we're going to make our first notes on the instrument. So do everything that you just did with that buzz, and we're going to put our mouthpieces in. And we're going to do a call and response on that F. Yeah, perfect. Can you just sing that note with a ta articulation? That's going to be what we're going to start with for most of our articulations here. So just for our purposes, can you just sing ta? that's great. Now let's do that in our instruments. Let's play that note together with a firm articulation on that. Yeah, perfect. So now that we know how to play the instruments, we made our first notes, we're going to start learning this song. So we're going to be learning Hotline Bling today, and it's in the key of D major, but we don't have music, so that's not really what we're worried about. We're more worried about how this sounds and the music and the style of what we're going to be playing. So we're going to start out, I'm going to actually play the piece for you up to speed and the style and everything that we're going to do. And I just want you to, in whatever means you want to do, just audiate that time. So this is going to be it. When it's up to tempo, we're going to feel it in 2. It's going to be at that speed right there. And I'm going to play it for you, so you just keep that stomping going so you can internalize that time. My valve got stuck, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah, okay, so we're going to learn the first 2 measures of that to start. And we're going to go a little under tempo for our purposes, because navigating around the slide is going to be a little hard at first. But first, we're going to learn all the notes that we're going to need to play in the piece. So the first note we already learned is a concert F. The next note is going to be an E in second position. So in second position, you can go ahead and unlock the slide. So in second position, we're going to be about 2 inches or so away from first position. So show me where you think that is. Yeah, right there. That's exactly right. Maybe slightly in towards you. Yeah, there you go. So now we're going to, before we play that, keep it right there, and we're going to sing an E. But you just mark where second position is so you don't lose it, but we're going to sing an E. Da. Yeah, just sing that note by yourself. Da. Yeah, that's perfect. Now with a nice ta articulation, we're going to play that note. So I'm going to play it and then you repeat after me. So call and response. Yeah, perfect. Let's do that again. Yeah, perfect. Let me empty my spit real quick. And then we're going to learn our next note, which is going to be a concert D. So a concert D is going to be on the 4th position of the trombone, which is actually right past the bell. So can you show me, Webb? Right past the bell? Yeah, perfect. This little indentation right here is going to be almost even with the bell. Maybe it's slightly past it. Yeah, perfect. And now, before we do that, hold on to that position on the slide, and we're going to sing a concert D. Do. Do. Yeah, perfect. Now I'm going to play that, and you repeat after me. Yeah, perfect. Let's get on the end of our chair a little bit. We're kind of, let's get that posture with feet flat on the floor. Let's play that note again with a deep breath. Yeah, perfect. Now we're going to learn the next note of the piece, which is going to be a concert C. So it's usually going to be in 6th position on the trombone, which is going to be way out here. But since for intonation and all our just convenience purposes, we're going to use the trigger on this professional model. So you're going to push down the trigger, and you don't have to move anywhere. It's just going to be right in first position with that trigger. And that's going to do all the work we need. But we have to move a lot of air because it's going through more slides and stuff of the instrument. So let's go ahead and sing that C before we play it. Bo. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to play it and you repeat after me. Yeah, great. Let's try that again with a more firm ta articulation. We're kind of getting away from that, but that's going to help you start that note more accurately. Let's try to buzz that note. let's play that together again. Yeah, perfect. So now we're going to learn the last note of the piece, which is going to be a bit low for the trumpet and on the low side on the trombone, but certainly not the lowest. So this is actually going to be in second position where our E was. So can you show me where that is? Yeah, right there. And we're gonna sing that before we play it. Do. Yeah, there we go. Now let's take a deep breath and play that note together. Again on ta. Yeah, that sounds really good. So now that we have all the notes, we're gonna start learning our piece. So the first two measures are gonna start out. Our first measure is going to start out on the upbeat, and you're going to have 3 Ds together, followed by a scale descending, starting on F, and then it's going to go F, E, D, and C. So it's going to sound a little like this. We're going to go a little under tempo, and I'm just going to play those 2 measures for you. So let's just learn the first measure and the downbeat of the second measure. So we're gonna go. We're gonna start on that the D, in fourth position, right past the bell, and we're gonna do 3/8 notes, and then you're gonna go up to the first position F, the very first note we learned. So it's gonna sound like this. Can we play that together? 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, there we go. Now we're going to learn that scale descending, and we're going to start on an F, and we're going to go F, E, D, C. So it's going to be first position, second position, fourth position, and then first with the trigger. So I'm gonna play those 4 notes, and you just finger along with me so you can get that under your fingers. Again. You think you can play that with me?
Yeah.
Let's try that with a deep breath, and pick your horn angle a little bit. There you go. Yeah, second position a little more in. You're a little flat on the note. Yeah, let me just hear you play that. Yeah, let's try to. I'm gonna put those 2 measures together, and then you just repeat after me. You don't have to play the last one, but try that. 1, 2. Yeah, that's good. Try to move your slide a little bit faster. There's a little bit of a gloopiness and stuff in there, but that's just the nature of using a slide. But just try to be as snappy as possible. Can you play that again for me? Ready, 2. Yeah, that was good. That was just a trigger thing, but yeah, that sounds great. So now we're gonna. So the last 2 notes are just gonna be quarter notes on E and C in first and trigger that we've already learned. So E is going to be in second position. Can you play that with me? And then to the C with first and trigger. Yeah, now let's play that whole measure with that descending scale and then our E to C. Again. Yeah, that's good. Let's put those 2 measures together. I'm gonna play that, and then you do a call and response. Let's get that pulse in our ear. One, 2, and. little snappier, but you don't have to be as snappy when you're coming into the first position. That loud clank, you kind of just try to have to put it right before it hits it. But but no, that's good. Let's try that measure together. 1, 2. Yeah. Now we're gonna do for the next phrase, we're gonna do that same scale, but we're gonna have 3 quarter notes at the end of it. So I'm gonna show you what that sounds like. So the same way we ended the last time, it's gonna be the same way, except we're gonna go down to the A the low A in second position. Yeah, there we go. So let's go a little slow. Can you repeat that? Yeah, that was good. Now let's put that together. I'll play it and then you repeat it. Yeah, that sounded good. And so the next part of the piece is actually going to be that exact same thing. So now we're going to try to put that all together, and we're going to play. I'm going to play the piece. I'm going to play the whole piece for you, and then you're just going to repeat after me. But it's going to be the exact same thing twice over. Yeah, I messed up on that, but yeah, let's try that together at that same tempo, right under tempo with the stomp our feet. Yeah. Now let's try to play that together. 1, 2, Yeah, great. Let's play. Let's try to do that. There's one little transitionary thing that we're still having trouble with. So let's do those last 3 notes of the first phrase, and then we're going to go straight from that A to the F and do that descending scale. So it's going to sound like this. Oh, my valve's getting stuck. Do you see what I'm doing? I'll do it one more time for you. Can we try that together? All right. 1, 2. Second position. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that sounded great. Can you try that by yourself? I'll count you in. 1, 2, and 1. Yeah, that's great. So let's try the piece again together all the way through and see if we can get that transition down in context. All right, so ready and. Yeah. So let's try to do that same descending scale again, and we're gonna land on the D. So we're gonna play 3 notes descending because it seems like our D is consistently not locking in there. So let's try. So we're just gonna play it, and we're gonna play it in time still, but we're just gonna play those notes so it sound like this, and then just stay on that note. Ready? Yeah, so you saw it was a little sharp that time. Let's try that again. Ready? And 1. Yeah, a little faster. Ba-da. Yeah, that was really good. So now that we have the whole thing learned, we're gonna try to add a little musicality and stuff to it because it's kind of boring right now. So I'm gonna try to model some musical ideas, and I'm gonna see if you can pick up on what I'm doing. I'm gonna ask you after, and then we're gonna see if we can put that together and make a little more interesting in this piece. So could you see what I was doing there?
Da 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 da.
Yeah. So each of those eighth note figures, I was growing through each of those and letting the intensity drive to those. Those quarter notes are the most important part of the whole piece, and they're going to be a little more articulate than the eighth notes. Sorry. So everything's going to lead to those. So let's try to play that together and see if you can really exaggerate that and just lead to those quarter notes. Let's try that together, a little slower. Ready? And... Yeah, there you go. And I think on all those F's starting that little scale descending, you can start a little softer on that, so you have more room to grow through those quarter notes. Let's try to do just the quarter notes and then lead to the eighth notes that lead to the first quarter notes. We're gonna end on the E, the first part of that. So it's gonna sound like this. So start a little softer on that F, grow through that, and then be a little more articulate on that really a nice like ping on that last E in second position. So let's try to do that together. Ready? And...
Oh, sorry, wrong position.
A little slow. Yeah, that part was really good. So now I want you to play that by yourself and really exaggerate those musical ideas that we talked about. So on the quarter notes, a little more articulation on those and really bring those out, and then just grow through all those eighth note figures. And I'll count you off as I empty my spit. All right. Still a little under tempo. One, two, one. Yeah, start from the beginning. So on those the 3 Ds that come in on that upbeat at the beginning. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da-da. All right. Ready and one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Go down to back down to the C right there. There you go. That's all right. Let's just try those. Let's just try the first that first phrase, and really bring out those musical ideas. Ready and one. Yeah, there we go. Try to move the slide a little snappier. Let's try that again. Ready and one. Yeah, great. Now let's play it and keep going this time. So everything the same except we don't have the D intro on the beginning. We just start right on that scale. So let's try to go through the whole thing and really exaggerate that music that we were talking about. Ready and yeah. Can we just try those 3 eighth notes and try to do a little firmer articulation, a nice ta on those, so kind of like this. Can we try that together? like that, it's going to sound great. So now we're going to go a little faster. We're going to try to get it up to tempo now. And I'm going to play it with you, and we're going to do all those musical things that we talked about. That time. 1, 2. Valve got stuck again, but that sounded really good. The only thing that I noticed is where your second position was wavered a little bit. So the second phrase we played, it was kind of flat, and then you brought it a little in too much, kind of overcorrected a little bit. So show me where that is. She'll play it. Yeah, it's actually a little high. Just come on. Yeah. Perfect. And just try as best you can. Just lock it in right there every time. But okay, so that's good. Now we're gonna try to you're gonna try to do the whole piece by yourself, keeping in mind the let's get our posture, get on the end of our seats, feet flat on the floor, with our chest and everything up so we can breathe fully, and show me your horn angle, nice and perfect. All right, now let's try that piece. I'm gonna give you the time, and let's just see how you sound. It's okay if you mess up, but just go through it all the way. Ready and yeah, that sounded really good. I could tell you were thinking about the musical things. We could still do even more crescendo on that, but we're not gonna talk about it right there now. But so now let's take that piece. Now that we have it learned and we have it down and by memory and everything, let's try to add a little something extra to it. So we're gonna do the same thing, but we're actually gonna do it in a swing style. So all of our eighth notes that we have are gonna be swung, which basically means that. So instead of, if this was regular eighth notes, this would be swing eighth notes. So you probably heard that in jazz that you listen to, but so the first note is a little longer than the next one, and we just lay it back. It sounds nice and relaxed. So can we just try to do that on a concert F? So we're gonna play regular eighth notes, just straight time, ba da 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 da, and then we're gonna try to do the swing notes, ba da 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 da. So let's try that. First on straight eighth notes. Ready? Yeah. Now let's try to swing those eighth notes. Yeah. You can wait. It still sounds a little straight right now. You can wait a little longer when you're going to the second eighth note and really stretch that out. So you're sounding a little like this right now. So try to lay it back even more and really stretch that first note out. Just you on that? Yeah. Perfect. So now we're gonna let's do that same thing, but on the first note of our piece, which is a D. Yeah. So the piece actually starts on an upbeat. So that first measure, that first eighth note, is going to be the. So I usually think of swing notes as do, ba do, ba do, ba do. So if we're coming in on the upbeat, then it's going to be on the ba. So ba do, ba do, ba do, like that. So let's try to do the first two measures. I'm gonna model it for you and just try to swing those first two measures and really lay it back. Can we play that together? Ready? Yeah, let's just do that. Let's do that scale descending. Repeat after me. Try that. together. Those two measures.
Oh,
Sorry,
sorry.
from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
It's on that D. There we go. 1, 2. Yeah, that sounds great. Let's keep going. I'm gonna model that next two measures for you. Let's try to play that together. Let's start again. Yeah, great. And now we know the whole piece because those are pretty much the same measures repeated over. So let's try to do that with that style. We'll go to a little under tempo and just really try to swing that and bring out the new style, make a huge difference out of what we did the first time. It's a completely different song now. Ready? And yeah, perfect. And now that we're in the jazz style, we can even do a even more firm articulation on those quarter notes and really bring those out and like lead to those. So now we're gonna try. I'm gonna do the time for you. We'll still go a little under tempo, and you're gonna play it by yourself. So still all the musical ideas and everything we learned, just in the swing style now, and really have a firm articulation on those quarter notes. Let's try that. 1, 2. Yeah, that's perfect. You can empty your spit if you need to.
Wait, how do you do that?
So just when, you can do it outside. Just blow through the mouthpiece and then open the spit valve. Yeah, perfect. There we go. All right. So let's just take. We're gonna work one more thing before we and just really get that musical stuff in. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the whole piece with all the rhythms and everything in, but we're gonna do it on the first note, which is a concert D, and we're really gonna focus on being smooth with our legato tongue, because all those swing eighth notes are always legato unless marked otherwise in music or something. So we're going to work on that, and we're going to work on blowing through those eighth note figures and really lead to the quarter note. So let's try that. We can play together, and we're just going to play all the same rhythms, but on a concert D, which is in fourth position for you. Yeah, perfect. A little faster. 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was my fault. Let's try that again. Yeah, perfect. So you play that by yourself, still on that one note, but really I could hear it together, but just really exaggerate those musical lines we talked about. Ready? And Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. So now we're going to take that exact same style that you just showed, and we're going to do the same thing with all those notes back in. So last time we're going to do it together, and then you're going to play it by yourself, and then we're going to be finished and have our new song. So let's try to play that together, up to speed. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da-ba-ba. Yeah, see how that's going to feel like on your slide hand? All right. Let's go. 1, 2. going to keep the timer or anything for it. I'm going to count you off, and then you're just going to go and just all the same things we talked about with your posture and everything, and just take a deep breath and just play that by yourself. I'll count you off. 1, 2, 1. Yeah, that sounded great. Great job. All right, so a couple things for next time. So when you're in your practice with this instrument, work on doing some what they call Remington exercises, which basically you start in first position and then go down to second, down to third, and then back up and down to fourth, and so on. And what you can work on with that is really being snappy with your slide hand, because it's gotten a lot better just in this lesson. But there's still some times with the big leaps and stuff that you get a little glissiness, a little gloopiness on that. So work on doing those kinds of exercises and really being snappy with your slide hand. And another thing that you can work on is a lot of times, especially when you get lower, the articulation gets clearer as you go lower in the instrument. So if we're up here and it's ta ta ta, and we get lower, it kind of turns into like a fwa 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 and stuff like that. So that can be as simple as just taking eighth notes or something like that, and doing them all with different articulations. So you could take them and go. And so on, and so that'd be like with legato tongue, or I could do the same thing and do them all staccato, like so. Something like that, and just making sure it's all super clear and everything. But other than that, great job today, and hope to see you next time.